Today we're making a Q&A. Last week I just hit 1,500 followers on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure the same day, actually, I got 100 views on one of my YouTube videos, which I know that's not a ton to some people, but that genuinely blew my mind. Like, I can't even express to you guys how grateful I am that any of you at all would want to see the things that I make, but yeah, apparently some of you do, and I'm really grateful for that. So I decided to ask on Instagram if any of you guys had any questions. I would answer whatever they were in today's video. I thought it might get a little boring if it's just me talking to the camera the entire time, so I am gonna draw something in a little bit. I think I'll probably paint a little bit, and I will put that process video over so you're not just listening to me talk and looking at my face the entire time. And then at the end, I have a really fun announcement to make, which I'm really excited about. So I hope you guys stick around for that. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the first question says, where did your passion for art begin and illustrating children's books? That is such a great question that I could honestly spend all day long talking about, but for now I'm going to keep it simple. My background with art is that as a child I loved art. My earliest memory is actually art related. I adored art as a little kid, and then I hit middle school, which was kind of a rough patch for me actually, and I stopped drawing altogether. And then when I got to high school I started to feel a little better in a lot of ways, and I started to try to draw again. But when I did, I realized that since I hadn't practiced in years, I was still basically on the same level of art as when I stopped, and that was really discouraging to me because for some reason I didn't understand that you have to practice to get good at something. Who knew? But because of that, anytime I would draw, I would just hate everything that I made so much that I had this weird like shame of what I was drawing because I loved it so much and I need it. Like, that drawing is something that I need to do, you know, to express myself that way. And I loved it so much, but at the same time I hated everything that I was creating, if that makes sense. It was just this weird like vicious cycle of me hating my art but not practicing, and I didn't really break out of that until college. I went to school for digital effects and animation, and I took a lot of kind of illustration based classes, which are definitely what have me on the path that I'm on now. And as for children's books goes, I have always adored books. Like, that is one of my biggest hobbies, is to read. I also love to write. I'm currently trying to write my own book, but it was just crazy. It was like a light bulb went off that this was just the perfect mix for me because my art style is already so, you know, cartoon and I guess kind of in the same realm as Disney, which I love children's entertainment. Like, all of Disney stuff is just my favorite anyway. And I love to read, I love to write, and just all of that, it just kind of came together, and yeah, I can't imagine myself doing anything else, honestly. How did you and Hannah Desura become friends? For those of you who don't know, Hannah Desura is my best friend, and I have gone to school with her since kindergarten. No joke. We didn't actually become friends until maybe 10th grade, but she's kind of the best. But yeah, we bonded over the most obscure random YouTubers that we both liked, and we would just fangirl about them all day long. And then slowly from there we just, yeah, became best friends, and we have been ever since. I think that's like, it might be like 6 years. Wow, yeah, I think we might have been best friends for like 6 years, which is crazy. Happy anniversary, Hannah. But yeah, we're just really similar people. We have all the same interests and just like views on life and stuff, so it's really nice to have someone that thinks your jokes aren't stupid, you know what I mean? Okay, this says, hey there, first off, your work is amazing. Thank you so much, that's so nice. Also, how do you get more people to see your work? I'm looking. That is a great question that I am no expert on, and I am still trying to figure that out myself. But I think this was on Instagram, so I'm basically only gonna cover this with Instagram, I guess. But I would say the 3 main things for getting people to notice your work a little more are to post consistently. I, in the beginning, was posting every single day, which was wild. I probably post like 4 times a week now or something like that. But yeah, the more you post, the more people are gonna see. The second thing I would recommend is to be active on other people's accounts, like find artists that you like and like their pictures and comment and be supportive of other artists, and they might be supportive of you too. The third thing that I would recommend is that I follow a lot of hashtags that are relevant to things that I do. Like personally, I follow the hashtag children's book illustration, and that way I can just go through and like just a ton of posts that are tagged children's book illustration, and that kind of helps people that are looking in that market to find you. And I like to comment on as many as I can and just kind of be active in the community in that way. And at the end of the day, make art that you like. I think people can tell when you're making stuff just to get a view versus when you're making stuff because you love it. So I definitely recommend just making things that make you happy, and someone out there will also like them. So yeah, I hope that helps. I am still not an expert at all in that, but hopefully that helps. What devices do you use? I consider the iPad Pro. I love your YouTube vlogs and Instagram pages. Thank you so much. That's really nice. What devices do I use? I have the newest iPad, the regular model, not the Pro, and I have the Apple Pencil, and then on that I use Procreate, and then, but what I use most of the time is my Huion tablet. I cannot remember the model number, I'm really sorry. I think it's a Huion GT, I'm wanting to say GT191, but I have zero base for that. That might be way off, I have no idea. But I know it's a Huion GT tablet, and I've had some issues with it, but overall I would definitely recommend it. It's a lot cheaper than a Cintiq, and I needed a display tablet, so, but yeah, I would give it like an 8 out of 10. And then on that I use Photoshop. The next question is, who's your favorite cousin? Courtney is my favorite cousin, and that's that on that. The next question is, what was the worst friend or date you've had so far? Yikes. Okay, so the worst date that I've ever had was a long time ago, but it was with like a friend that I had been on a couple dates with that I really liked, and we decided to go to the fair with a group of us, and he had asked to bring some friends, which of course that was fine because we were going in a group, but I still kind of considered it a date. And his friends ended up being 2 girls, which is not a problem, but then randomly halfway through the night they said they had to run to the car, and they literally were gone for over an hour, and I was like calling them, and like, oh, it was so bad, you guys. Yeah, so I basically ended up third wheeling this guy on his date with this girl like the entire night, and long story short, they're married now. Like, it was so cringy, you guys. Like, at the time, that was genuinely, like, the worst night of my life. But I don't even have hard feelings now. It was a couple years ago, and it gives me a good story to tell. So, whatever. The next question is, thoughts on traditional painting? Question mark. Obviously, I love to paint very much. You guys have been watching a speed paint of me painting for a while now. But I think this might be referring to, like, classical painting, as in, like, maybe trying for realism with paint, like classical painters back in the day did, in which case I applaud them. I think it is insane what they were able to do with paint and a paintbrush. I probably won't be trying it, at least not anytime soon. I really like cartoon, cutesy kind of things, but yeah, traditional, like realistic painters, kudos to you. I applaud you. The next question is, ever been to any comic anime conventions? I have not. I have lots of friends that like to cosplay and go to cons and stuff. I've never done it. I think it is wild how much effort and like craft goes into some of people's costumes though. I think that would be really fun just to make some costumes, honestly. But no, I haven't. I think it's really cool though. So yeah, that's it for the Q&A. Thank you guys for asking all of your questions. If you ever have any more, feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram, and I will put them together for a future Q&A. But yeah, now that we're done, I want to take a quick second to announce to you guys that, drumroll please, my new website is now live. Yep, it is completely ready to go. I have all of the things ready. I finally have everything done, and I am so excited to share this with you guys. I've worked really hard on it. Some of my favorite features, though, I just wanted to go over with you really quickly, are that I now have a drawing prompt generator, which I am so excited about. It's just a randomizer that will give you a character, a setting, and an object. You can either pick one of those three, or if you want a harder challenge, you can pick all three and try to incorporate them into one drawing. I am so excited about this. I love using this so much. If at any point you do use the drawing generator, I would really love to see what you make. So if you do, use the hashtag Haley's Doodles Generator, and I will try to post you on my Instagram story. On top of that, I've also got a blog that I'm going to start posting to every Friday. It's called My Diary. And it's going to be some personal stuff, some work stuff, just kind of the ups and downs of being a freelancer. I'm going to post it there, like I said, every Friday, so if you guys want to check that out, that'd be great. And I also have my shop ready to go. I have some of the Inktober's listed already, and there will be more products to come soon. The link will be in my description if you're interested in checking it out, but that's my website. I hope you guys like it because I worked really hard on it. But I hope you enjoyed this speed paint and the Q&A, and maybe you check out my website. Hope you like that too. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for checking it out, and I will talk to you next week. Bye guys.